Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us to today's webinar, Navigating the Transition to Online Booking. Today is May 30th, and my name is Nick Fry. I'm the Manager of Business Development with Tourism Nova Scotia. Tourism Nova Scotia, for those who aren't aware, works with communities and industry to attract visitors to the province and increase tourism revenues through experience and sector development, business coaching, marketing, and visitor services. So happy to have you here today. If you have any questions throughout, please put them in the Q&A at the bottom, and we'll make sure we answer those. If there's any links or anything like that we share, we'll send it out afterwards in an email, so you don't have to look, during the webinar. And if you have any interest or need to turn on closed captioning, it's available at the bottom on your spacebar. And I'm hoping you joined us today through Digiport. Digiport is the only service of its kind in Canada. It's a one-stop shop for interactive services and educational opportunities. It helps tourism businesses develop digital marketing skills and access professional support to improve your online presence. If you haven't done so, sign up at nsdigiport.ca. So I'm really excited to have Jide Adesalu here from Microhills. He's an established information technology professional from Halifax with over 30 years, based in Halifax with over 30 years experience providing services to tourism, logistics businesses, production, environmental, general services, nonprofit, human resources. He has a wide, vast background working with many different types of businesses. He's really passionate about partnering with businesses to improve their performance and customer experience through the digital transformation. And he draws on his expertise to contribute to the community and the growing technology industry in the province. When I talked to Jide about, what really drives him with his business, he said it's just the passion, and it's the passion to support the businesses and to see them succeed through the digital transformation. So really excited for Jide to come on, share his screen, and share his passion today. So thank you for joining us. And Jide, please feel free to share your screen.
Hello, everyone. It's my pleasure to be here to share knowledge with you on navigating the transition to online booking. Nikki, thanks for that brilliant introduction. I couldn't have done a better job with that. Thank you very much. Let's dive right into why we're here. Today, I'm going to be taking you through the initial process of selecting the suitable package, which is the business requirement analysis that helps you to look at your business in detail and see what really is going to work for you as a business. Then after that, we're going to be going to the software selection. In that area, we want to look at the functionalities that you require in your business and the functionalities that the software or the package you wanted is going to be able to provide. And we're going to look at how scalable is this software going to be? Is this something that you can change later on or add new functionalities to it, change the platform or change your business model and it still works for you? We're also going to look at the compatibility with your existing systems and your platforms and with the kind of tools your customers or clients are using. Some businesses, they have a lot of clients who are mostly on iOS or Android or tabs and mobile phones. So you want to get a software that is compatible with what they have. And compliance is also a big issue we're going to be looking at, and cost analysis. Of course, vendor selection and how to execute this software and make it work for you. Please feel free to stop me at any point and ask questions. I want this to be interactive as possible. For those who are going to be watching this later on, you can feel free to send me an email or book one-on-one with me. Yeah, business requirement analysis. Um, that's the starting point. You want to look at your internal and external stakeholders. By this, I mean who are you going to be interacting with in your business? Who are your clients? Who are your partners? Who are your staff or your regulatory agents? Who are going to be interacting with this system in any way? Of course, internally you have your staff, and within your staff you have the management staff, you have the process staff. Um, you have the security and IT, working with you internally. Um, of course, you have your network systems manager, you have your systems manager, you have different kind of people working with you internally. And externally, you have your clients, you have your the regulatory bodies, you have partners, you have contractors and all working with you externally. It is important for you to be able to identify each and every one of the stakeholders so you can include them as you plan your business process, as you plan your new software acquisition. So, looking at your business process is going to reveal in detail who your stakeholders are, because your business process typically includes the operational part of your business, supporting the management part. And each of these processes, typically in your business, you're going to have people who are responsible for running these processes. And when people run these processes, they generate data. There are some data they generate, there are some data they use from some other processes. So it is important to know what data do you really need to run your operation successfully, and what data do you need to support your business, you know, uh, perfectly. And so all these business processes generate data, they use data, and they give out data. And so we look at the data requirements for each of the business processes. What is really critical among all this data? Who are the owners of this data? By being critical data, I mean what are those data in your business that are so critical that you cannot do without them? Or simply put, if the data is wrong, will it affect your business critically? Those are your critical data. And who are the owners of this data? Owners of data are people in your business who are responsible for creating the data. They are responsible for the correctness of the data. They are responsible for timeliness of the data and quality of the data. However, there are some people in your business who only view the data, they don't make changes to them, they only view them. And so they are not really responsible for the correctness of the data, they just use them. And well, it's important to have the ownership clear and to have what they call data agreements between different part of your business to ensure your data is always timely, is accurate, it's consistent, and it's available. It is accessible. So when you have your business process, you have your data requirements cleared out. You know what data your business generate. You know who generates them and who needs them, who use them, who view them, who updates them, who deletes them. Then, what time? What was the agreement? These are agreements for ensuring the timeliness and consistency of this data. You have all that cellular. Now, the next thing is reporting. When you generate data, you turn data into information, and reporting is essential for every business. The management need reporting to be able to make critical decisions. Clients need some reports to be able to know, get feedback about what business they are doing with your organization. Your operational team also need report about what each process is doing and how it affects them. So you need to identify clearly the kind of reports you need in your business and how to generate this report, who is responsible for generating the report, what data will be required for generating those reports. Now look at your existing platforms before you start thinking of a new system. Um, your platform, I mean your hardware, your computer systems that you use, your network system, your software, that you have in your existing organization. And this is very essential because if you have only Mac computers and you have only iOS platform and you have software that runs only on Mac, then you're going to be looking at software that is going to be able to run perfectly on this platform. If all your device software existing system runs on mobile phones and tabs and all, you are going to be looking at something that can work effectively on those platforms. And if you have a cross uh, um, implementation platform where your system runs on Android and iOS and Unix and Linux and Microsoft's server and all, you need to be able to ensure that whatever you're getting will be able to run effectively on your existing system. So let's look at the software, for instance. If you're running um, uh, um, an ERP system, for instance, like Sage or an SAP, when you're acquiring a new software, you want to make sure you should be able to integrate to this ERP system, enterprise resource planning systems. Or if you have staff management systems, or you have accounting system, you want to be sure that whatever you're getting is able to connect to your accounting system so you can have your data all synchronized and accurate and consistent. You also want to look at the budget. Yeah, budget. That is very critical. Um, so you can tailor your requirements and your expectations according to your budget. So you can ensure that what you will be able to implement what you are looking for from the beginning to the end, from end to end. You don't want to get to the middle of the implementation and realize, oh, it's more expensive than I thought. I won't be able to afford this. And you would have wasted your time and wasted the money and wasted, the resources in getting there. So you want to look at what the total budget is. How much is it going to cost me to implement it? You want to look at, maybe it's something you want to break down over the years. Year one, I want to set up the platform for this system. Year two, I want to set up the implementation, and year three, I'm going to make it operational because of the cost implications. So that's why it is important to look at the budget before you start. Build or buy is one very critical decision that only you or the management of your organization can make. After you have realized you put your requirements together, you know your internal and external stakeholders, business process is clear, data requirements clear, reporting, existing platform is clear, and budget is clear. So do you want to pick up a package off the shelf and just implement it in your organization? Or do you want to get experts to build a software that is bespoke, like special and specially made for your business and your process? This the decision here, it's about how much time you have and how much money you have. Typically, building systems take some time, and it's more costly, but you get the best. You get something that is tailored to your business. You get something that is scalable, something that you can change and maintain and support so easily, and the cost goes down over time. But when you buy off the shelf, most of the time it's never, it never fits into your business perfectly. You need to customize it. You need to be at the mercy of the developer or, you know, or distributor. And if the business goes down, a few years down the line, your business will have to look for another software. So these are the decisions you need to look at on your own in your business before you select a particular package for your booking system. So let's look at a typical example of a business. We're going to look at the example of accommodation booking business. In an accommodation booking system, we talk about looking at your processes, not your stakeholders. Most of the time, in accommodation booking system, you have your customers. Customers are very important. Customer is king, so they are your like biggest stakeholder. And then you have your hotel services, the people that provide the services within your hotel. And you have the group of people that does the quality assurance. So for hotel businesses, you have like basically three broad group of stakeholders. And if you look at the processes in your accommodation booking, let's say from the customer point of view, they want to start, the customer want to start a booking system, says, oh, I need to get an accommodation in Cape Breton. Okay, look around, Google, whatever, find a an hotel and decide to book a room. So a room, they do a room booking. And when they book a room, when they arrive, they want to check in, they use the room, they use the utilities. And while checking in, they expect, you know, people to be there to greet them and take the bag and do the registration, for them. And while they're using the rooms, they expect someone to clean up the room when it is expected to be cleaned. And so you can see there are connection already from the point of room booking. So when someone books a room, they need to also know if the room is available or not. You know, so your system should be efficient enough to ensure number of rooms are reduced when they are taken up, or when they are released, number of rooms increases. So they will be able to, your customers can book the rooms easily. So looking at utilities, looking at the call room service, if they need a call, they need someone they need someone to be able to take customer order. And if they are not, they provide guest they require guest orders, and they check out, leave feedback, and end. But then it doesn't end so easy like that. While they are taking orders, they need someone to, while they are giving out orders, they need someone to carry out the order delivery. And they want to check out, when they want to check out, they need checkout support. They need someone to probably help them with their luggages, or help them to set up some timing for them to wake up on time, or remind them about the checkout time, or provide some checkout services like car to the airport or something like that. So your hotel services need to be ready to provide all this and more, and have the process to provide them in place, which I think most accommodation businesses already have. And looking at the quality assurance area, we look at reduction in turnaround times and quality assurance, speed and efficiency measurement, reduction in maintenance and utility costs, inventory management and reduction in outages, performance measurement and correction of errors. All these are what you ordinarily do to ensure your business process is smooth and is run. So whenever you're looking at a package, you want to ensure the package is able to work with your business process. So what's the need getting a package that won't be able to allow you to measure your performance, or to measure, to look at your inventory, or to help you to see if your maintenance and utility costs are running the way they should, and not able to allow you to measure your speed and efficiency? Or what's the need having a system that cannot integrate with your hotel services? People cleaning the rooms and taking customer order and doing order delivery, they need to be able to connect with that system. So you have a one-stop shop for all your services. Of course, probably have your accounting system also, um, somewhere, and you need that system to be able to connect with it. So, looking at the accommodation booking process, we just look at the processes, how the processes connect with one another. So, reservation and booking, check-in and check-out, room allocation, housekeeping, all these processes generate data. Reservation and booking, you need the guest data. You need name of the guest, email, phone, credit card details, address, date of arrival, date of departure, special request, room preference, request channel, and reservation number. All that data are important to you and important to your client. So you need to be sure, if you're selecting a package, the package should have this functionality to be able to allow you to get all this data. So if you have your requirement already, you'll be able to know if a package provides this functionality or not. From the accommodation data, you need to have the room numbers, smoking or no smoking, what amenities are available in the room. In case of accommodation, they have ironing board in some rooms. They have um, smoking trays. They have double bed or single bed. They have all kind of facilities in there. So you need to have that data readily available. So if you're choosing a system, you need to be sure that system will be able to store this data for you if you're running an accommodation business. Also, the reservation area, sorry, the request channel must be clear. Are you getting your request via a mobile app, or are you getting it via a tab, or via online or browser based system, or is it an app? So you need to know what is going to work for you. Start date, end date, ID, reservation number, reservation date, confirmation date. All these are generated while you are trying to make a reservation or confirm a reservation. Payment data, of course, there should be somewhere to keep this data. Who is making this payment? What is the confirmation number? What is the guest ID? What's the payment type? Is it credit card? Is it MasterCard? Is it Visa? Is it, American Express or whatever? Is it a cash? What amount is it? a payment description. What's the payment about? So this, whatever you're choosing, should be able to provide this interface that will allow description of the payment, what amount it is. Of course, the communication area. You want to know, your clients want to know the confirmation number, and you as well, you want to know the confirmation number for every guest. You want to be able to send them messages, send them message detail. Is it by email, or is it by by phone text, or is it by push mail on mobile phone? So there are many ways to communicate with clients these days, or is it even by telephone? So all these data requirements and processes are what we've been able to extract from accommodation booking process. These are basic. There could be more, but if you run a different kind of tourism business, you need to look at your processes and look at the kind of data that you can generate from those processes, and you need to be able to know if the system you're about to acquire will be able to uh, 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 um, provide interface for this data, will be able to store this data, and will enable you to generate report from this data, and will enable you not only to store data and generate report, but will enable you to connect with other app that you have. An example is the accounting system. Some businesses are using like QuickBook. So whenever there is a payment made on your booking system, it should go to your accounting system, so you don't have to download your payment information from your booking system to an Excel spreadsheet and try to connect it with your QuickBook or with your accounting system. So your initial analysis and business process will reveal all this, and then you'll be able to know what package is best for your business. Now, let's look at the selection process. Having gone through your business process, your data, your stakeholder, now your requirements is clear. You know the kind of booking system that, you know the kind of functionality that your booking system should have. You know your existing software, you know your existing platform, you know that you know the kind of integration that the booking system should be able to do, should be capable of doing, before you even select the software. Now, let's look into the software selection process. Now, content management capabilities. So, you should be able to manage the content of this system to reflect your business. Do you have the resources in-house to be able to manage the content of this interface? Or are you going to get someone out there to provide that maintenance for you, content management? Is the software provider going to be able to manage the content for you? Or is it done already and you just plug and play? You need to look at that aspect. For example, do you want to be able to put your logo in there and change the logo whenever you want? Do you want to put new messages, new requests, new discounts and information within the system? Or do you desire a system that will enable you to do promotions and discount code and all that, with different seasons, say Christmas bonus or discount for everyone, or Halloween special promotions, will your booking system allow you to do that if that is important to your business? Is it easy to use? Can are people able to find their way around easily? Can they check in and check out easily? Is it user friendly? How is the internet presence of this system? Can they find it easily? Is this something that people have to download and put on their phone to be able to communicate with you? Is this something they can find easily when they do a Google search on the internet, or do a Bing search or Yahoo search, whatever search engine that is being used? Does it have advanced e-commerce SEO capabilities? If you need to post all your uh, all your products online and be able to change the content of these products, is the booking system able to accept all your products? If you have just 50 products, is it efficient enough? If you have 1,000 products, like, will it be able to accommodate all these products that you have? And will there be a robust search engine optimization capability in this system? How is the reporting tool in this system? Can you customize it to your own requirements? Do you have all the reports you have highlighted earlier when you were looking at your business process? Remember, in the previous slide, we talked about your stakeholders, and we talked about your business process, the operations, the support, the management. Uh, each of these need report. Your client need report. Is this system able to generate all those reports you were able to identify while looking at your requirements? Another important one is the marketing. Digital marketing is a big thing now. Um, I mean, a business that is not on digital platform, it's really not existing in in the in this 21st century. So this system must be capable of email marketing, must have some integrations that will enable you to market your products. Multiple payments is really important because you don't want to discourage your clients because you don't have a credit card interface, or because you don't have a PayPal, or because you don't have e-transact, or but you know your clients, the kind of ways they like to pay. If your clients are the kind of people who want to use credit card most of the time, or use e-transact to do a transfer, whatever you have identified as your client requirement for payment, you need to look for that in the software you are about to select. So the ability to scale and add new features, that is very, very critical, especially for an hotel business. If you decide that in your accommodation business you want to start providing short stay instead of or long stay, or you want to provide a suite accommodation, which is different from the normal. If you add this to your system, will it work? I know some accommodations booking system, they now introduce a new system called camping, and having holiday together, within the hotel facility. So if you add that to your booking system, will it work? Is there any functionality to add something for campers? People want to camp within your facility, if that is important to you. So what about the user interface and user experience of that system? The navigation system, the navigation functionality in that system, is it good enough for your business, or do you want something better? Does it have a newsletter and blog and online help, or video capability and multi-currency language options? In Canada, we speak French, we speak English. So do you want to have a system that will cater for all the languages within Canada. And we also have growing population of other, groups like Asians, and, and Europeans and all that. They also want to have a system that will enable people to choose a language they are comfortable with. If that is important for you, you need to list all this down. So we've progressed from looking at our business requirement. We're now looking at the functionality we want the software to have. So why is this important? I'm glad you asked. If you don't have your own functionalities already penciled down and stated clearly, and you go to the market, sales experts will sell you anything because you don't know what you want. Because they're going to tell you, oh, you can do this, you can do that. And you're like, oh, that's good. I want to have that. You can do this. Oh, I want to have that. But does it connect with your business? Will it efficiently integrate into your existing system? All this you need to find out and pencil down and discuss and agree with your team before you start looking for a software. The other very important part is the scalability. Now you have a system, I mean, you have functionalities that you require and you want the system badly. You're convinced it is good enough for your business and it will enhance your business and accelerate growth in your business. Very good. But will it be able to provide additional functionalities? So you decided that you want to be able to uh, do your be able to generate reports about your payments at the end of the day. Like at the end of the day, you want to know how much have you received, how much have you paid out. Will this system be able to do that? If it doesn't have it initially, will you be able to integrate that into this system? If your business strategy changes, will you be able to change things in this system to suit your business strategy? Like when COVID struck, many businesses had to change the way they work to be able to continue to do business. If your business is one of those, will you be able to change your booking system to accommodate the changes in your system? What about growth? If you are the type that your business, you have like 50 clients initially and your clients have grown to 500 or 5,000, will your system be able to handle that without crawling and crashing? You need to know if the system is capable of changing or being upgraded to suit your growth. You can also project your growth over time and say, okay, I have 5 clients now. I have only 4 line of products now. In next year, I'm going to have new line of products, and I want to add them to this system. So, is the system able to change, or you have to dump the system to buy another one to start the implementation all over again? Diversification is also very, very important. You need a system that is diverse, that you can incorporate many things into it when the time comes. You probably don't know how what you need right now, but if there is that capability that when things change, you can change with your system can change along with you, then you're on the right track. What about the government policies? When the policies change, will you have to dump the system, or is it possible to incorporate changes from the government into your uh, system, no matter how the system changes? An example is in your payroll system. If your booking system integrates with your payroll system, and the policy changes, will it accommodate these changes, or do you have to buy another system? Regulatory requirements, happen every time, and you should be able to respond to those changes without having to dump your system for another one. So we discussed a little bit about compatibility initially, but I just want to emphasize that this is very critical to acquiring an online system. So if you have an existing system, how well will this new system work with it? What technical requirements are needed? Um, does the system requires a server, a cloud space to run? Do you need to have a dedicated system in your premises for this new software? Are you okay with having your data and your processes in the cloud somewhere? Or do you have a restriction like compliance or regulatory requirement to keep your data within your country? In some businesses, you can't keep your data outside the country. So you need to know, where is the booking system running from? Is it running from the US, and your business doesn't allow your data, your customer data, to be in US? It has to be in Canada. When the versions of the system changes, will you be able to get your existing data to work with the new version of this system? These compatibility issues have to be addressed before you select a system. Compliance is very, very critical. It's not just about getting an online system for payment. You need to be sure, is the online system compliant with the PCI DSS regulations? And this is not has not been there all this while, but in the last few years, it was discovered that payment card, online theft and identity theft and all that are really going crazy. And the regulatory bodies came up with an idea to ensure that payment platforms are not only able to secure the payment, but they should be able to secure the information they gather from clients, their name, their credit card number, and everything. So whichever platform you're using, make sure they are PCI DSS compliant. Also, the General Data Protection Regulation in California, you need to ensure, if your business runs in California or you're Canada based, but client from California are going to patronize you, you need to ensure that the consumer privacy regulation for covering California is implemented in your system, in the booking system, Act CCPA. Also, there are other regulations and compliance like health insurance portability and accountability, privacy and electronic communication regulations. All these are things that people ordinarily are not going to be looking out for. They just want a booking system where people can quickly book, and they can receive booking and business goes. But you never know when the regulations catches up with you. It's normally a very hefty fine. Businesses have been have been asked to pay millions of dollars for compliance issues, and you don't want to fall into that. category. So you want to ensure compliance issues are addressed in any software they're going to be looking out for. We discussed about the budget earlier. Um, it's basically about your return on investments. And that should be significantly more than the cost of implementation, the total cost of ownership. So if you're going to be investing in a software, you need to know how much it's going to cost you in 6 months, in every month, in a year, and how much are you expecting to get from that transaction. And if it doesn't, if the numbers don't tally, then you know you shouldn't be acquiring such software. Look at the pricing of the software. What functionalities are available for each package in that software? Do they provide the software in modules and say, oh, if you want the booking part of it, you pay X amount of money. If you want the services and the quality management part, you're gonna have to pay extra money. If you want to integrate your booking system with your accounting, you're gonna pay extra money. Or are they gonna provide end-to-end service from booking to service, hotel services, to quality assurance, to reporting, to integration with your accounting software or payroll software, to your to connecting with your clients and partners? Is it an end-to-end implementation? Are you paying for the entire, you know, spectrum of service? Licensing fees. Number of installations in some cases are very important to some online booking system. They want to know how many of your staff are going to be using it from the back end. Do you have to pay for every staff that's going to be using it? What about if your business increases and you have expansion, or you already have like 100 or 200 branches all around Canada? Do you have to pay for every of those locations where your staff will log on to the system? Or do you just get one license fee that covers as many of your staff and clients and partners as much as possible? What software requirements do you need? Do you need to buy a new software? For example, you discover this system requires a Linux operating system to be able to run. Do you need to be able to acquire what the expertise to be able to install that software? Or do you already have the software in your existing system? Hosting, hardware requirements, maintenance, training and support, all this comes together to form the true cost of ownership. You want to look at a long-term cost of ownership. If you get to use this software for 1 year, 2 years, 3, 4, 5, 10 years, will you be able to afford it? Will it be sustainable? Your cost analysis should expose that to you before you go ahead and get committed to a new software. You want to look at the vendor part of it. What kind of vendor do you have to support this business? Do they have technical experts? Can they support your end users? Is it a periodic kind of support that they have? That need to be clear with the booking system before you acquire it. Look at the reviews of that booking system. Nowadays there are reviews online that tells you how great the support is or how terrible the support is. Make sure you take that seriously when you're looking for the vendor that supports that software or that provides it. What is the user population? What category of users are using it? What is the user community like? Are they ready? Is the expertise readily available? Do you have someone in your organization who can step in and fix things when needed? Or do you need to train someone within your organization? Or will the vendor provide the expertise for everything you need? Are your partners able to use the same system? Is your contractor able to connect to this system as well? Looking at the vendor aspects of the software you want to acquire is important, and it will help you to decide if it is the right software or booking system for your business. Now you have all the information about the functionalities, the scalability, the compatibility, the cost analysis, and everything. Now you're clear about the software you want to use because you are now able to find a software that is able to meet all these requirements. And now you're ready to hit the ground running to execute that. Now, during the implementation, will it require customization? Do you have the expertise to customize it? Or are you going to be able to use it just the way it is? Will it connect with the image and brand of your business if you don't customize it? How much is it going to cost to customize it? How long will it cost? Will it take to customize it? The implementation process, it requires you to be clear about customization. The data management part of it, so you're going to customize it anyway, no matter, it could be like as simple as just putting your logo and putting your business pitch, you know, pitch line or about you yourself or your business. There will be some level of customization, but that needs to be clear ahead of time. Your data requirement. Now your business is already running. You have a lot of data already about your products, about your clients, about the sales you've made over the years. Will you be able to upload all this data into this new system so you can have one single database where you can do your data analysis, do your client analysis, do your cost analysis, you know, do your performance analysis? You need to have all your data in one place. So when you're planning the implementation, you need to plan not only to get the software customized and installed, you need to plan how to clean up your existing data, retrieve them from wherever they are, whatever platform they've been, and be able to upload them into this booking system. You need to plan the training as well. When you have the system installed, you need to be able to have everyone within your all your stakeholders being able to use this system. So training must be part of your implementation plan. You want to train your management on how to use it. You want to train your operational staff on how to manage it. You want to train your support. Sometimes you need to train your clients on how to use it, or your vendor or your partners on how to use it. While doing your implementation, maintenance and support should be part of the plan. So as you are implementing, you're also carrying along those who are responsible, those who will be responsible for maintaining the system and supporting it. In some cases, the vendor might provide maintenance and support throughout the life cycle of the system, which is what we do in our organization as well. We implement systems and we provide a lifetime support. In some cases, clients want to have their own maintenance and support in-house so they can have control over how this is done. that is also perfect. But then you need to plan for that with the organization. You need to carry your maintenance and support team along from the moment you have the idea of acquiring a system to your cost analysis to implementation to execution and all that. Your maintenance and support team should be carried along. So it will be they can plan along with you and get themselves ready to acquire the system, take responsibility, and support you when the system is ready to run. Not really looking at time now. Okay, we are not really doing good with time. What here are some booking systems that you might be able to use if you're using if you are the type or if your business uses an online booking like plugins on WordPress. There are so many tools out there, you know, 7 best WordPress hotel booking systems. This could be integrated into your existing website. If you use a WordPress to run your website, there are so many like 16 best WordPress plugins, 15 best hotel booking, you know, 9+ WordPress free booking plugins for hotels. There are so many stuff you can get out there, pick up from the shelf, and install in your WordPress website, provided you have all your requirements all stated and you're convinced that this plugin will provide what you want. There are other systems that do not use WordPress platform. So you can also use this link to access many of those systems. But what is important is for you to have your requirements all set out. You know what you want, you know what you're looking for in an online booking system. All you need to know, you know the cost you're planning, you're going to be able to afford, and you know the time it's going to take for it to be implemented. All you need to do now is find that software that meets your requirement and do your implementation plan. And the next thing is monitoring and control. You don't just acquire the system, implement it, and walk away. You need to check the performance of the system. Are people getting on the system and just running away from it? How long are they staying on your web page, on your platform? What's the competition traffic like? You need to be able to check all this. There are many tools that can help you with this. Google Analytics, SEMrush, Clicky, Matomo. You can do your heat map checking. This will help you to tune the system and respond to the market forces. Performance management is the only thing that tells you if you are doing well or not. If you're just wasting money on your implementation or you're just wasting your time. But with this performance checking, you'll be able to know if you're on the right track or not. At this point, I would like to, if we still have time for question and answers, I'll be glad to listen to your responses and your questions and provide answers as much as I can. Where the answers are not available at the moment, I can also email the response to you or call you on phone to explain further. Are there questions from anyone?
Thank you, Jide. I'm just seeing if any of the questions, Jennifer, you can jump on here if you feel like any of the questions you had posted weren't addressed. We are a little over time, so I don't want to, you know, I don't want to take up too much extra time.
Yeah. So
Yes, I can just jump in. It's Jennifer McKean here. I'm with Tourism Nova Scotia. Maybe you could just comment. You've talked a lot today about booking systems that people can add to their websites. What if an operator, someone that has an Airbnb, or they have their accommodation, they have their system elsewhere, like Airbnb or Vrbo, and they're thinking of creating their own website and adding a booking system to that? Is there any advice that you can give people who are trying to make that decision?
Yeah. So it's also about checking your existing website to be sure what platform is your existing website running on. Is it on WordPress? Is it on Wix? Or is it on some uh, customized platform? Will the platform able to accept any plugin or integrate with any system? You need to be you need to make those investigations before you commit, and you need to also find out if this new system or is going to be able to handle all your requirements. We talked about requirements earlier. What do you really want the system to do for you? Um, if you look at your processes, you will know what exactly you want from this process, from this system. So once you're able to know what your requirements are, and you're able to find a software that can do that, and you know your platform will be able to integrate with this new software, all you need to do is then plan your implementation. And for more on this, kindly book a one-on-one through the Digiport using the link on the screen, and I can take you through the process as much as possible.
Thanks, Jide. I think that's good advice because people would have very specific requirements. So booking a one-on-one would be a great idea. You mentioned language options, and if you need, like, that would be a question that you would ask with booking systems. If people have a plugin, a language translator on their website, would that automatically translate the booking system part, or would people need to seek a booking system that has multiple languages?
Yeah, it's important to choose a booking system that has multiple languages. There's no guarantee that your website translator will be able to translate things in the booking system. So it's important to ensure the booking system itself is able to translate to other languages before you acquire them.
Thanks, Jide.
Perfect. Thanks, Jide. I'm going to just take back over the screen now. Thank you for your time. I really appreciate it. And I
Yeah,
look forward to hopefully, having you on in the future. And I'm hoping people, can book you for some one-on-one. So thanks for the time. Just give me 1 sec. I'm going to take back over the screen here.
thanks for having me, everyone.
Have a great day. Thanks, Jide.
Yeah, thank you.
So thank you. I hope you got some great insight from today's meeting. We have webinar. So we have 3 more webinars coming up before we take off for the summer break. Summer break from webinars, because we know industry is so busy right now. So next Thursday we have Grow with Google for Destination Marketing, is presented by Maj Kaldi from Google. The week after, we have Pocket Production Short Video Mastery for Tourism Businesses, presented by Will Yang with Defero Marketing. And the following Thursday is Analyzing Customer Feedback with ChatGPT, presented by Robert Newcomb with Newcomb Consulting. If you'd like to see this webinar or share it, or you'd like to see previous webinars, we have tourismns.ca/webinar-series. And we are still accepting applications for the travel trade program. Stream 2 closes tomorrow at 4 p.m. and Stream 1 is open until June 30th. If you're interested in expanding your business or developing partnerships with the travel trade to increase national and international sales, this program offers support through 2 streams, Stream 1 and 2. So check it out. All of these programs and everything is on our website, so the information is there. If you'd like to email us, send us an email, tnsbusiness@novascotia.ca to connect with us. Give us some ideas of what you'd like to see on the webinars. Our corporate website is tourismns.ca. Our call to action, where we send our visitors through our marketing, is novascotia.com. Our news and resources section is tns.ca/news-resources. So any relevant information, program deadlines will all be there. We're on X and as Tourism NS, and you can find us on LinkedIn at Tourism Nova Scotia. Thank you for joining us, and I hope you have a great day.